this year feels like it's been an awful year for games, when in reality there's been a few things that have come out. You know, we got Final Fantasy, we got Animal Crossing, we got Cyberpunk 2077.
Nobody touches my mother, not even my dad.
Microsoft have got Flight Simulator. But obviously, because of lockdown, we've been running through these games. So I've ended up playing games I either never got around to playing, or older games that I've been looking to revisit. The latter of those two options is what I've found I've been doing more. And I've specifically been playing handheld games because, to be honest, I just found myself laying on my bed for the majority of the day doing absolute nada. And what I've found is that there's just something magical about the Game Boy Advance that I can't quite put my finger on. I'm able to list off so many reasons why I love this console and why it's amazing, but these descriptions just can be applied to so many other consoles as well, and sometimes even more so, which leaves me thinking, yo, where do I even start with this video? So let's start with one of my favourite gaming franchises. The original GBA Fire Emblem games are too sick. The music, the sprites, the way Link goes, or a paladin goes. Everything is so fluid, so clean. Why do I have so much fun playing these games even after 17 years? Growing these characters and turning them into absolute monstrous units is one of my favourite things about these games, because you can see and feel how much stronger they are now from when they started. But here's the thing, you can't be using all the strong characters from the get-go, because all the strong characters are lame and all the weak ass characters are badass, you get me? Here you have Florina, a pretty fragile little girl who flies on a Pegasus. When you first get this unit, she's whack as hell. But after giving her the EXP she needs, and here you have badass General Wallace. This big ass bald ass beast can kill any of these ops with ease. Break your axe on my armor, you big puss bag, and I'ma kill you with my tree trunk spear. How is he still alive? What is going on? Now this game is from 2003. I come back to these games every now and again just because I have a craving to play them. Is it because of nostalgia? Possibly. But I'm nostalgic when it comes to other games too. So why is it that these GBA and DS games are more appealing to me 12 plus years later? Well, let me ask you another question. Do you prefer the style of this 1973 animation of Robin Hood, or do you prefer the style of this 1995 Toy Story? Now, some of you would have said Toy Story, and to those people, I would have to say, hey, you should get in the bin. The line between what looks old and what looks classic is thin, but I believe that these GBA games hit the nail on their head when it comes to what looks timeless and what is now classic. Let's look at the most recent addition to the Fire Emblem franchise, Three Houses. You have a long, complicated story with twists and turns that leave you shocked. The combat animations are clean, fluid motions made to look more realistic, but still try to maintain that awesome aesthetic. But look at the characters. They're all wearing the same boring ass uniform, and there's no spice, there's no flavours. There's no mircha. They just look like broccoli when they should be looking like this. The cutscenes have full voice acting and show the entire character opposed to a picture and a dialogue box. But listen to these characters.
It's weirdly soothing watching you just shovel it right in there. What's with the appetite today?
None of your business. I can't help it, okay? Everyone gets hungry after exercise.
The dialogue is so long, so boring. Why does everyone have to have this posh accent? It's unbearable.
You have a gut, Professor. I believe you mean to say that our professor has guts. That's a bit different from having a gut.
These games are made to last as long as possible in an attempt to give the consumer their money's worth. Instead of amazing cinematic cutscenes after every chapter, you're stuck with something in between. And the result is a long, boring dialogue scene that I can't even be asked to watch. Now, some would say that these additions are amazing and it makes these games way better than the generations before. And you know what I think? Well, I don't think they're wrong. Obviously, you can't expect someone to pay £50 on a brand new game that looks like this. Now, I know that it sounds like I'm shitting all over Fire Emblem Three Houses, but actually I really enjoyed my time with it. I think I sunk about 200 hours of game time into it and it still has more to offer. But when it comes to what will stand the test of time, I'll be honest, I just ain't backing this one here, G. When it comes to the newer games, there's just some things that aren't allowed to be replicated. You can't be having that retro style music. You can't have these simple over the top animations. And sometimes I don't want to be putting 200 hours into a game. And if I do, you bet your ass I ain't ever coming back to that shit. Nowadays, you're never going to get them short, sweet games that have the same charm as those classic ones. And that's okay, because these classic games aren't ever going anywhere. This is just one of the examples I have. But you can look through all of these Game Boy Advance games and come to the same conclusion. Pokemon. We got Summon Night. And we got Bruce Lee. Yeah. This game is actually sick. Look, what I'm trying to say is that the Game Boy Advance is superior when it comes to what will stand the test of time. And really, there's just nothing bad about it. So all of you Xbox Microsoft bum chums that think otherwise, Wait. What is going on? This console is actually dog shit.